while traveling across those majestic mountains with snow capped peaks, or while passing by the pristine blue lakes and vast green meadows, did you ever feel, I wish I could stay here longer? Do you love road trips, adventure, and camping, but also wish to sleep all day long in the comfort of your cozy bed during a vacation? Do you wish to wander at will, yet be in the comfort of your home? All this sounds like a dream, right? No more, because we make your wanderlust come true. Allow me to present to you Vacay on Wheels. Vacay on Wheels is my new startup. With this, you can discover the modern way of traveling in a high-tech modern camper van. No more worrying about accommodation because your accommodation travels with you. Travel at will, stop wherever you wish to, as long as you wish to, and wherever you stop becomes your destination. Whether you love the mountains or the beaches, the forests or the deserts, we cater to it all. Not just that, you get to decide where, when, and how fast you want to reach your destination. And as I said, wherever you stop becomes your destination. Why choose us? We have certain unique selling points, curated and customized trips, as I mentioned. No more fixed agendas, no more fixed itineraries, or no more fixed timings or destination. You get to customize your trips. We also curate trips for you according to your personality. One more unique selling point with Becky on Wheels is the travel team gets a photographer, dedicated photographer, and a social media manager who captures all your beautiful photos and the views around you and also captures beautiful videos. So now you don't need to worry anymore about capturing photos and posting them on social media. The photographer and the social media manager will do it for you while you completely enjoy your trip. And not just that, you would have an onboard gourmet chef. So whether you would like to enjoy hot soup in the snow-capped Himalayas or a pizza, you can do all that and eat to your heart's content. We are also very flexible, sustainable, and economical. Flexible because it allows camper van allows you to stop wherever you want, whenever you want. All our camper vans come with solar rooftop panels, which powers the heating and cooling devices and all that provides energy for all your other daily needs. No more worrying about expensive accommodations in tourist places because you have your camper van, which is economical. And lastly, we provide 5% instant money back on each referral you provide to us. So let me show you some glimpses of our previous trips. So you can see a camper van right in the middle of the forest and a family enjoying a bonfire with some food right in the middle of the woods. Oh, well, we also provide high speed Wi Fi right in the camper van. So if you wish to work some part of your vacation during the day in a hot sunny afternoon, you get to do that right from your camper van. So before I end, let me present the best point. At Vecchio on Wheels, we have a highly dedicated and trained team of executives who can convince your boss to grant you a paid leave of one whole month. And on doing so, your boss gets a 20% discount on his trip with Veki on Wheels. Thank you.
It was nice to go through Varun's pitch, Vaki on Wheels. A couple of questions which I have and which will be able to help me determine whether I will be investing in your startup. First, I think I saw this camper in a mainstream Bollywood masala film, Swadesh, and it was released 15 years back. So, any reason why it has not caught the fancy at that time, and now it will catch now, since now you're propounding it. I do not yet. Second question is, I do not yet get the hi-fi speed even in Goa. If I'm moving, traveling in Goa, just outside the hottest spots, you will lose your connections. How you could supply the Wi-Fi, hi-fi speed in remote locations like Arctic and Antarctica, which you just pointed out. And the third, all pictures were foreign locations. Are you referring to the Indian customers? Or are you referring to the foreign customers? What is your customer mix? These three are my opening
Right.
salvo.
Right. So the first question was, why hasn't it caught up the trend, and why would it now, if I'm right? So I believe that with the current situation where in the pandemic people are not traveling, and post the pandemic when the demand will be very high for traveling and people would be looking for travel options, I believe because of the habits and the situation that the pandemic has created, and the awareness about sanitization and cleanliness, hygiene, and everything has been created. I'm sure people would be looking for a more personalized, high quality, and very personalized experience where they wouldn't want to be part of groups, maintain social distancing, and at the same time, can travel safely. So this is one thing that will create the demand for such kind of travel. Moreover, those who travel often might, the frequent travelers might, already are coming across different problems with the travel segment. So the evolved section of travelers who want a very personalized, customized experience would go for this. And yeah, coming to the second questions, we are constantly trying to tie up with the best service providers in different parts of the world for providing high-speed internet. So there are many players out there, providers, telecom service providers out there who are constantly upgrading their infrastructure. So it is not that we are creating a different infrastructure, but we are trying to tie up with them, and our network is definitely improving. So I'm sure we will get high-speed Wi-Fi as the network evolves across the world. And coming to the third question, the pictures might represent foreign locations, but these pictures are representative. As I mentioned, these trips or these trips are rather very customized and can be curated according to the personality of the traveler. So it could be anywhere in India, anywhere in abroad. So it could literally be anywhere. There is no restriction to the destination. It's totally up to the traveler. They can go wherever they want. That is the whole unique idea about this whole concept, that you're not bound by any agendas or itineraries or restrictions, or even a time schedule rather, if you could afford that. So that is the whole
And
idea.
if
I hope I answered your three
if I
questions.
may ask one question, more questions with the permission of the judge and the jury. Couple of months back, I saw that there was a bus service from Calcutta to London till mid 70s, traveling over 15, 20 countries. Now that is not possible. There are hotspots in the Middle East, Arab, Saudi Arab, and even in the Eastern European countries. How do you manage all this logistics, getting your camper registered through different countries, different states, different laws? Have you thought about it? Who are the people advising you on this?
So we have yet again tie up with local travel agencies across different countries who and also different travel agents that work with the permissions with the the authorities, law agencies and the authorities. So the permissions, such kind of trips requires a lot of planning before the trip. So when the customer approaches us and with a customized schedule, and when we curate or customize the trip, so we have a broad picture in mind, and we already have our tie-ups with the local travel agencies who take care of these kind of permissions across different countries. Of course, across one country, it is easier to get a blanket permission to travel across the states.
That's about it from my side. Moving.
Thank you, Varun. It was a lovely pitch you delivered. Now, I have a couple of questions. Since this is also possible in India, you mentioned you are also offering this locations in India. Generally, the facilities in India, hygiene facilities, namely washroom, etc., that is very difficult to get even in metros. And now we are talking of remote places, right? So I'm sure this van that does not have toilet facilities, even if it has to discharge whatever effluent it has collected over a period of time. So generally in foreign countries where these camping locations are, they have local washroom facilities. Now that is something which I'm not sure how it exists in India, number one. Number two, what is the growth rate you are seeing and what is your margin? So that any business which generate only more than 50% margin, that is, I believe, is worth investing. Over to you.
Right. So the first question, to address the first question, at the moment in India, as you rightly mentioned, there are no camping sites where different camping camper vans can camp there and get their basically water storage filled up and discharge their toilet waste and everything. But as of now, what we have done is we have, at least in the metros and the tier 2 towns, we have tied up with hotels, and they are providing us these facilities to fill up the water and also discharge the waste from the camper vans. And with respect to remote locations, we are making the customer very well aware before what are the advantages and what are the things you need to be aware of when you go on such a trip. And also about the storage capacity that the camper van has. So the camper van has 2 to 3 days of storage facility for about two to three persons. So that will suffice, and beyond that, the trip needs to be planned in such a way that you are out of the remote place to the nearest location where you can discharge your waste and also get fill up the water and other resources that you need. This is one. This is to address the first question. And the second question, with respect to the margins, we have well above 65% of margin for this whole concept.
Okay. So I would be interested to invest. So what kind of stake you are offering and at what price?
That's a very good question. So at the moment, we are also evaluating bids from different investors, and so we might want to have some more time to evaluate the different offers by the bids by the investors, and then we would come back to you.
Okay. In the interest of time, I'll pass it over to Sai. Your side, please.
Varun, I heard the numbers. I'm very impressed with the numbers if they're believable. Because here's why I don't believe in numbers. Since the dawn of time, people have been traveling in groups. If you go to any city, any tourist city in India, you'll find buses of people, friends, family who get together, rent a bus, they rent a driver, they rent maybe somebody to cook for them, or they they sleep overnight in the bus and go eat at some dhaba or restaurant. So this culture has already been there. And you're telling us, like the first chart asked, what happened since 2015 that suddenly, in the past 15 years, that suddenly your business has become viable. I don't buy it that your business is viable, simply because this culture of traveling in groups has been there for a very long time. You're saying it's pandemic, okay? You're saying two or three people are going to travel in a camper, when Indians as a group have been used to traveling in groups of 20 in a minibus or a small minivan or sorts. Secondly, you also claim that you provide a hygienic and more sanitized version of group travel, but you're also insisting on sending a gourmet chef and a social media manager with everybody, which means that, first of all, that's a matter of skill. So you have, say, 50,000 people sign up for yourself, 50,000 groups of people want to make trips with you every year. You have to send 50,000. You have to arrange for 50,000 gourmet chefs and 50,000 social media managers to travel with each of them. Secondly, if you're adding external parties into a group, the question of sanitization and sanity and and cleanliness is an open question. So you have to explain to me how all these numbers add up, how the culture of traveling in groups has been, how you've disrupted it with a product which is basically the same thing. So there's no disruption. Innovation is not there in my opinion. And finally, you have to explain to me how sanitization and cleanliness is maintained, especially when you have external parties being added to travel group. Over to you.
Thank you for that question. Very interesting questions. So to address your first question, since you mentioned that Indians have been used to traveling in groups, typically families. So I think the major part of these groups, the major segment of these groups that people that travel in groups or in families have been typically the middle class or the higher middle class. So what we are looking to target as a customer segment is the evolved section of travelers. So if you see, solo traveling was nowhere around 10 to 15 years back. It was not a very happening trend or something. But these days, people are traveling solo. They want to travel at their own will as long as they want, wherever they want to go. So you would never imagine 10 years back that solo traveling would be a thing, right? So these kind of travelers and the evolved travelers, those who travel very frequently, our target segment is that, who want their very personalized and high quality experience. These are our typical segments of targeted customers. So these segments still want this kind of services, which is very lacking right now in India, and is slowly evolving. There are already for the matter of fact, there are already different camper van services in India that are starting to gear up and providing these services, and especially services in the north, like where people places like Ladakh and Himachal, etc. So there is a segment of audience which requires a segment of customers that require such kind of a service. Second, to address your question about hygiene and safety, all our partners, external partners, or be it the employees of the company, are very highly trained, and there is a very regular feedback form taken from the customers even during the trip, to ensure that the drivers and the other partners, be it the photographer or the social media managers, are following all safety and hygiene. And if there is even a slightest hint from the customer that is not being followed, we immediately call up and check with our partners. So that is being followed very strictly, and they are very highly trained to follow these guidelines.
I have a follow-up question. You're operating a 65% margin business where you have a fixed cost of 2 salaries, regardless of how many people and how long the trip is. You have a fixed cost of 2 salaries. So to pay the salaries of these social media managers and the gourmet chefs are not cheap. So I guess the underlying question, so say a gourmet chef, for conversation's sake, I don't know the exact numbers, I'm just going to say a gourmet chef charges 5 lakh rupees a month to be a gourmet, to work for you, right? Then your social media manager, they're not going to live on pennies. They're going to say, okay, at least I need 1 lakh a month. I'm just going to randomly pick numbers. So, and let's round it down. So you have a 5 lakh rupee expense per camper that you have, right? 5 lakh rupees is your fixed cost. Then, so that comes under 35% that you're saying the margin is, right? So which means that assuming the entire 35% is 5 lakhs, so you're charging your customers, let's say double that. So you're charging 15 lakhs, 10 plus 5 from each camper trip. Are you crazy? I mean, I don't buy it. That there are people in India willing to spend 15 lakhs for a month-long trip instead of buying a camper for themselves and cutting you out of the equation and saving the money. So you're saying each camper trip of yours, you have a fixed cost of 5 lakhs every camper for 2 employees, plus the upkeep of the camper. We'll forget about that. But you have a 65% margin. So the numbers are not tying up, Varun. I don't get how these numbers can actually work.
Okay, so very good question again from Jury. Thank you. So the business model is somewhat different, and we don't employ people as such. With respect to the gourmet chef and the photographer or social media manager, they are our partners. Like how it works in a company like Urban Clap or Uber. They are not actually employed. Drivers are not actually employees, but they are partners. So they are paid per trip. It is not that they are employed and permanent employees of the company. So we do have fixed costs, but that is incorporated in the whole cost of the trip. So it's not that we are going to incur a fixed salary for all of them.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
please.
not a salary, it's a cost, right? Whether you pay them as a part of salary or you pay them per trip. What Sai is saying that anyway you're going to incur that much cost. So considering 65% margin for a month trip, you're going to ask 15 lakhs for that customer. That's what the numbers stack up to. So that sounds a bit far-fetched.
Well, again, as the numbers are also as of now assumed that the 5 lakhs is a salary, right? So it is not a salary, as I would say. So typically it depends on how many days the partner is traveling in such a working for such a trip. So the partner can earn according to that. So we really won't say that, and it's already incorporated in the trip cost, as I said.
Varun, the 5 lakhs is, if you're not giving a gourmet chef, you're not going to attract your exclusive travelers, your high evolved customers that you said. If you said gourmet, it has to be gourmet. If this guy who you're sending with me, say I'm an evolved customer, and he sends some random guy who can only make chapatis for me, then I'm not going to treat this as a viable expense, right? And the 5 lakhs is not 5 lakhs on your pocket. The 5 lakhs is what a gourmet chef costs. Even if he travels, makes 3 trips on your behalf every month, the total income from those 3 trips has to be 5 lakhs. So, which essentially means that if they're making a month-long trip, you have to pay, somehow that person, that gourmet chef, has to make 5 lakhs. He's not some guy who makes soup for me, tomato soup in the evening, and some chota mota chef. He's a gourmet chef, you said to me. You're targeting evolved customers. Then if you agree that 5 lakhs is your expense, if you triple that because you're paying 6 reps in margins, that means there is a 15 lakh expense per camper, and I don't get it. I'm happy Ketan is investing in your business, but I'm going to decline.
So, but as I mentioned, the customers are involved, and already we are targeting at the premium customers. Those are already traveling very frequently. So I don't think they would, somebody would rather think much about investing in a quality and highly personalized experience like this. Those are already traveling and are evolved travelers.
Okay.
I have to respectfully decline. Please continue.
Yeah. Varun, there are some of the things that I just would like to sum up from where I had left it. You have chosen a camper vehicle. A camper vehicle can accommodate a maximum of 3 people, or at comfort, right? Considering that you have a lot of stuff behind in the vehicle to accommodate for your food and gourmet chef, his stuff, and the water filling and everything, right? So then that limits to 1 person traveling in your vehicle, considering there is a gourmet chef sitting in your vehicle and a social media manager sitting in your vehicle, right? Now that 1 person has to pay so much for his travel, right? Just if you can think scaling that up, it would at least work for his economy. You can think of an RV concept as maybe not clicked in India that much, but in Western countries they are slightly picked up. You can think of that concept where it could economies of scale would help you. The second aspect is like Sai told you, a cost would be adding as an individual case. What about the safety features also? You have a gourmet chef traveling with you. You expect him to travel all parts of the country, take his his health is in risk. Of course, a camper health, you can wash your hands off, telling that you took the risk. The gourmet chef is going on behalf of you. The social media manager is going on behalf of you. You are making him travel to all parts of the country. Something wrong happens with him, you have to arrange for his entire logistics to from that place and arrange for a replacement in his place. A driver has to be sitting with you in that vehicle. Again, that person has to travel all that way. So what about that? If I were to invest in your company, I am taking all those risks with me. Apart from that, I need to get a license, international license for your camper vehicle, which would take me throughout, which would be a tough ask for any investor like me. The next thing is when you are telling that you are taking 20% of equity from me, where does the remaining 80% come from? Are you going to source it through debt, or which means that I am risking my 20% if that project doesn't work? So where does that leave me?
Right. So to answer your first question about the risk of the health of the health concern of the partners, the drivers, the social media managers, the gourmet chef. So we have tie-up with gourmet chefs, photographers, social media managers, and drivers across India. So in case something happens to the one traveling, there is always a replacement available from the nearest metro town or nearest location where they are located, the other partners. Second, this concept of people traveling along with a group of travelers is already existing in India. If you see different motorbiking trips that are happening across India, especially if you see towards the north where there are biking groups traveling to Ladakh and different areas, right? So they have a medic traveling with them, they have a mechanic traveling with them, and they have a backup vehicle where a driver is traveling with them. So it is not a new concept where people are traveling with a group of travelers. So it is existing, and this is on the similar lines that in the camper van these three guys will be traveling. So health risk, obviously we'll be monitoring them on a daily basis, and or if there's something, I'm sure the partners will inform the company, and so we will replace them. So I think your last question was regarding financing from the rest of the finance. So we are partly financing it from debt and also looking at other investors who are wanting to invest more. As I said previously, we are considering different investors, evaluating bids from different offers from different investors.
Okay. In the interest of time, I think we have already overshot by how many minutes, Toastmaster Madhura?
We overshot by a minute or two.
Okay. Any closing, quick remarks by all the judges probably in the next minute or so that then we can move to the next contestant.
So all the very best.
Sorry.
All the very best. Yeah, go ahead,
you.
Ketan.
Yeah, thank you. I'm waiting for the offer from Varun. He said this is an average offer or the average numbers what he has given. So I'm waiting for the best offer which he can offer me so that I can invest.
I'll come back to you on that.
Right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Varun, for your time. Anything else? Sorry, I think Toastmaster Alok was telling something.
No, nothing. I think in the interest of time, we'll move forward.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Sai, Toastmaster Raghavan, anything?
No, I'm good.
Fine, it's good enough. We can move forward.
Thank you so much. Should we?
Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Varun.